Shalom, 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 Yasharella. This your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another quick edifying video, right? And today's lesson is going to be called Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures, right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kal Hala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakradash, right? That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name, whose name is Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from Tahar on down, who have ruled well, right, through the Spirit, who have fed the sheep consistently, right? So what I got here, this is an article I was just looking at. It's from the ussun.com, right? And it reads, Vlad's army, it says, humiliating pics show Putin's aging dad's army lining up for war as tyrant rallies tin-pot troops to fight Ukraine, right? Let's go into it, right? And this is from September 28th, right? It says, humiliating pictures have emerged of Putin's dad's army lining up for war as the desperate tyrant rallies tin-pot troops to fight Ukraine, right? It says the Russian despot has ordered the mobilization of 300,000 extra soldiers, right, to the front lines as his disastrous war continues to falter, Salakia, with Moscow losing ground on the battlefield, right? And then you go down here and you got the, a couple of pictures, right? It says Putin appears to have picked out some civilians with little training to ship off, right? You got another one here. It says many men appeared old and not in physical shape, usually associated with soldiers, right? You got some, some old folks here. It says the images of the ceremony drew similarities to the popular sitcom Dad's Army, right? It says in a frenzied bid to stop his army collapsing amid Ukraine's lightning counterstrike, Putin appears to have plucked out some civilians with little training to ship off to war. Pictures from Sevastopol and Crimea have emerged showing the new recruits clutching shiny new weapons and getting ready to head to the front line. But many of the men appeared old and not in top physical shape, usually associated with fighters, as they prepared in Nakhimov Square. Salaki, if I didn't pronounce it right. It says the images drew similarities to the popular sitcom Dad's Army, where men who were often old or who couldn't fight abroad in World War II were drafted to defend the homeland, right? And it says, reading on, it says the mobilized men in Russia are expected to receive only 2 weeks of training before being shipped off to Ukraine, compared to the 6 months minimum training which is usually provided. But recently conscripted fighters in Russian-occupied eastern Ukraine said to already be surrendering to their droves. Slovakia. It says many Russian men have desperately looking for ways to avoid Putin's draft to stop themselves from being sent to die in Ukraine, right? And I think that's it on that one. Here we go. Let me keep reading. It says men have reportedly been hastily getting married or registering themselves as carers for elderly children in a bid to get out of the war, with some reported to have broken their own arms to escape the draft. And there have been huge tailbacks to the borders and to rush to buy flights out of Russia as men try to flee the Kremlin's grip, right? It says shocking footage even show one man setting himself on fire at a railway station in Ryazan, 110 miles southeast of Moscow, to avoid being sent to the front line. Putin signed a decree on the partial mobilization last week. It was Russia's first such mobilization since World War II, signifying a major escalation of war now in the seventh month, right? So as you see, right, and there was an article that I saw before, it was either an article or a video I was watching, and they were saying that, basically, he put a draft in, and he was saying, if you're 18 to 65, 18 to 65-year-old man, hey, you gonna come and fight this war, man, right? And so these people were trying to flee to the on a plane, right? And what they would do is stop them on the before they board, check their ID, and if you're 18 to 65, hey, you can't leave because you gotta come. You gonna get drafted for this war, right? So that's what made me come up with the this lesson called "Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures," right? And that just gets me to a scripture, right? It's an oldie but goodie, right? It's the book of Revelation, right? Chapter 12 and verse number 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time." Right? So Putin know he got it's a short time left, man. Desperate measures, man. That's why you drafting people from 18 to 65, man. You drafting 18 to 65, man. You drafting not only the sons, but the granddaddies too. The fathers and the granddad. Hey, they all out there, right? And throw a weapon in their hand. That's desperate measures, man. Right? And that's knowing that you got knowing that you have a short time, right? So, this is one of the perfect scriptures that I was thinking about. It says, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Hey, so Putin know he got, these folks, man, they know they got a short time, man. Esau knows he has a short time, and he's got to try to do what he's going to do, right? But the scriptures already tell us, how it's going to end, right? But they're going to try anyway, right? Because that's their pride, right? And let's get that. Let's go to, this is going to be a quick one, right? It's the book of Obadiah, right? And we can start at verse 1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." I'll just jump down to verse 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart," right? So this is talking about Edom, right? Or Esau, right? It says, "The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground," right? And that's what they thinking, man. Who's gonna bring me down to the ground, right? They're puffed up, right? Hey, they're not gonna. He don't want to lose, right? So I'm gonna give me some 18 to 65-year-old men, and they're gonna fight in my war. Everybody is gonna join to fight this war, right? What's next? You're gonna have the women, But this is the pride of this man, right? Of Esau, right? And it says, "Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai." It says, "If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?" Right? They don't want to leave nothing, man. So they want to take everything, right? It's all or nothing with them. You know what I mean? But it says, they exalt themselves, and they set their nest among the stars, man. This is what they're trying to do, man. Right? They're just trying to be the top, right? That's what they're fighting for. They're fighting for this NWO, man, and this New World Order, man. They all fighting to be that person who's gonna usher this thing in, man. Right? And it's that pride. That pride is what's keeping them and driving them, right? That pride is what gets them to make a space station out in space, so called, right? And, and think that they can use this or find a way to escape from their judgment, man, right? But it's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen, right? But they're prideful people, and not only do they take by abundance, but they make sure that they leave nothing left, right? And that's ultimately like what these top and these elites. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just take everything. They don't want you to even have the crumbs, right? They sweeping up the crumbs off the table, and they keeping those for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But that's how prideful and greedy they are, right? Because it says, let me read verse number 5 again. It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? It said, would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Right? So even a thief, man, like, if you in haste and you grabbing some stuff, man, like say you grab some money, right, or some gold, hey, and if some money falls out, you're not gonna run back and pick that stuff up. Hey, but the pride of Esau will go back, pick up that dollar or that dime or that penny that's on the ground and take that too, right? Let's get that, right? So it's like it says, if the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes, right? It's like a rhetorical question. Like, wouldn't they at least leave some grapes, right? Let's get this. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and I'm going to start at verse number 9. It says, if grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they will destroy till they have enough? But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not, right? It says, leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me, right? So Lord, man, hey, he's going to pay them back, man, for everything that they've done, right? How they make everybody bear, they rape, rob, they murder everybody, and that's how they take over these places, right? And they don't leave anything. They try not to leave any traces behind, right? That's what they did to us, right? And then told us that we weren't the Jews, right? They told us that we weren't the Jews, right? No, then they took over our identity, right? And then try to erase us, out of our heritage, right? But through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man, now in these last days, we are starting to come back to find out who we are in these last days, understand who our true identity are. And guess what? As we wake up, so does the rest of the world who Esau has been deceiving. It's like that spell that he has put on us is starting to unravel, man, right? And now people are starting to see things and see it clearer, right? Let me get another one. This is Salaki. I'm gonna jump down to verse 14. It says, verse 14, I have heard a rumor from Yahweh Bashim Yashai, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men. Right? So we know, man, Esau is despised by these other nations, man. Right? But a lot of times they keep quiet just because Esau be trying to be like bully them, man. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It's going to be a time where the people, they're going to rise up against the bully, man. Who's the biggest bully? The biggest bully is America, man. Right? Or Babylon. They're the biggest bully, right? And they're going to get, mollywopped, man. So, reading on, it says, verse 16, it says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts, right? So their pride has deceived them. Their pride thinks that they're untouchable. Their pride makes them think that they're untouchable because guess what? They've been getting away with rape, rob, and murder throughout since the beginning of time, man, pretty much, right? And no one has touched them. No one has brought them to justice, right? So they thinking they get away with it, man. But this is all part of the Lord, man. The Lord is just bidding up and calculating that tab, man, right? And it says, "O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as an eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushai," man. Right? So the Lord said, hey, you can try to go as high as you want. You can try to take over and do all this, and you think you're going to do the new world. Hey, I'm going to bring you down, man. I'm going to bring you and your pride down, right? And it says, "Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof," right? I mean, it's just going to be so bad. People are just going to be, man, at that spot. You know what I mean? And it says, "As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith Yahweh Shemashai, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it." Right? So it's going to be utterly destroyed, man. This place is going to be utterly, because this is the top of the wicked right here in America, man. Right here in Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, right? The place where the children of Judah and the children of Israel are held captive, man. Right? This is they're the top enemy of the Lord, man. Right? And guess what? He said he's gonna utterly destroy this place where men is not even gonna be able to dwell on it, man. In this place, right? So now what you see now is it all just unraveling, man. This thing is just unraveling. And it is happening quicker and quicker, right? Like a woman in travail, right? I think that's in Second Esdras, man. As a woman in travail, all these things are happening, right? Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 12 and verse number 25. And it reads, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." And that's what you see what's happening now, man. Right? You see, even with the USSR, man, they divided, right? You got Ukraine, you got Russia, right? And now they divide against themselves, right? And you see right now, they warring with each other, right? And then pretty soon, hey, guess what? Then they all gonna war, right? And that's gonna be that third war, right? And it says, "And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand," right? So we see it falling right now before our eyes, man, right? Slowly but surely, man. It's getting chipped away, right? Through the Spirit. And it says, "If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?" Right? And we know that his kingdom is not going to stand, right? Because Satan is divided against Satan, right? Esau is divided against Esau. And we see that happening right now. And we know that through that, his kingdom is not going to stand, right? Let's get this. This is the book of Psalms. And we go to 34 and verse number 16. It says, "The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth," man. Right? So eventually, guess what? According to the prophecies, Esau is eventually just going to be eradicated, man. Eradicated off this planet, man. Right? Off the earth, man. The remembrance of them is going to be cut off the earth. Right? So now we just, at this point, we see that it's about to fall, man. Now this is when we got to hold fast to our faith in these last days, because we know that, when I just brought up earlier with Revelation 12 and 12, that we know he's got a short time. So he's going to try to do as much destruction. He's going to try to take as many people and as many things with him, man. Right? So this is our time that we got to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? And hold fast to our faith, that we be worthy to escape the judgments, of ultimately Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? But he's using this wicked, or Esau, as his sword, man, right? So we got to understand that. So we got to make sure that we are doing what we need to do, right? Let's get this. Let's go to the book of Job, and we're gonna close it up. That's the book of Job, chapter 18. And I'm going to start at verse number 7. It says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Right? And that's what we see what's going on, right now, man. Right? They're coming up with different councils and different meetings, right, to try to take their own selves down, man. Right? It's just crazy, man. Like the scriptures say, man, their mouths are gonna turn against them and fall on them. Right? Just paraphrasing, right? Let's jump to verse 17, and it reads, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. Right? He's not gonna have no name in the street, man. Nobody's gonna remember who this dude is. Right? Nobody's gonna remember who Esau is. Right? Let me keep reading. Verse 19, it says, he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling. Right? And you see what Putin is doing. Putin is using the 18 to 65, man. That's damn near 3 generations right there, man. That the people that you're using to fight, man. And when you do that, hey, you're not gonna have nobody left, man. Right? You're gonna leave a lot of widows, man. You're gonna leave a lot of widows, man, by doing this thing. But that's when you know that it's desperate times equal desperate measures, man. Right? So with that, I hope this has been edifying. Right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Right? Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right? Stay focused. Keep praying for one another, right? Keep holding fast, hold fast to the faith, right? Stay faithful, right? Ask the Lord to help your unbelief in these last days and stay strong, man. Stay diligent and stay focused. And with that, shalom.